How you doing, everyone? And welcome to Dreadnought Gundam and More on PS4. And this is the Tier 5 Akula Vector Zame, which will be starring in the Dreadnought November 2020 release patch notes review here on Dreadnought Gundam and More. And before I get started, I would just like to wish all of the people living in the United States that visit the channel a happy Thanksgiving. I hope that you get stuffed with turkey and other meats, vegetables, and breads in a safe and responsible manner, particularly if you're drinking or dealing with, let's just say, uncooperative relatives during this holiday season. Let's get started on the patch notes, and before we dive into that, I just wanted to say I have some funky new threads on my Zame. I discovered the Bastion coating and pattern, and I do like to sport the Raven bow art on my Zame, but unfortunately that is a little color bugged, and hopefully that'll be fixed soon. But the Bastion striping looks really nice with the Empire paint coating, and I decided that there were some jagged edges to my Zame skin, and I decided to buy the Xylent when it was on sale, which is a tier 2 hero ship, but it's got some really nice skin textures to it and reminds me a lot of the space battleship Yamato, and I do believe that it does have some inspirations from that battleship design, but I like to put in the Chernobog skin as well, and I think that it looks really nice, and it makes a nice little background for the November 2020 patch notes review, and I think that's just fine. So hopefully you get a kick out of the slight variations of the skin and the new paint job to my Zame. Well, what is new in the game for the month of November? And I have to say, we've been hitting probably at least a monthly patch notes or balance release for the game, and I think that's really good. And a lot of these patches and balance releases tend to deal with fixing with bugs and keeping the game balanced and fair and fun for not just the old-timers like me, the veterans of the game, but also for the newer players as well, and I think that's really important. So first of all, we have some bug fixes. I did not know this was a bug. I just assumed this was part of the game as designed, but AI kills now count towards completing contracts as long as you are playing a PvP mode, meaning that if you're playing Proving Grounds or, of course, Havoc mode, none of that's going to count towards your contracts. But if you're in a PvP match and you are destroying bots, they used to not count towards contracts, and I always thought that perhaps this was because to fulfill contracts, they had been made easier from the start of the game. They used to be much harder to complete your daily contracts to get that revenue. But now they do count for the contracts. I thought it was only killing players to fulfill the contracts, but now you can kill bots. And so that'll make your contracts easier to complete. And let's face it, some of us like to play the game a little more than others. So if you are pressed for time, which I am sometimes, and you can only play 2 to 3 matches when you log in, this is ideal for you so you can get that revenue and put it towards the ships you are researching and further yourself in the game just a little faster. As far as ship customization, the following is, it's a good and a bad thing. The engine color when previewing a ship coating now updates correctly. And that means that there was this bug where sometimes if you would put certain colors or certain bonus skin features like the Havoc, the Raven, or many other special bow arts especially, but some other paint jobs and color schemes and hero ship skins, when you added it to your ship, it would change the window color and the engine color sometimes. And that gave a lot of us hope that maybe one day having customization for colorization of your engines and windows might be something that would be put into the game and purchasable. But unfortunately, this was a bug, and now this is fixed, and I've checked it with Havoc and some of the other skins that I like to use. And it is true, it is now more accurate to how it is going to look when you're playing the game, but man, what a bummer, because I know a lot of people that would actually pay money to get gold just to change the engine color on their ship, or the bridge windows, or other lighting features. Let's face it, if you're an Aquila Vector fan, you may not be a fan of the color red, and I know that may get you in trouble with the commissars, but same thing for Jupiter Arms. Their windows and engine colors tend to be blue, and if you're not a fan of the color blue, you'd rather have red or green. That may clash, it kind of clashes with your existing color scheme. And the same thing with Oberon. Oberon, of course, is green with their mystic, transhuman looking ships. They have green engines, and it would be nice if we could change the engines or windows and customize that. So we do know that it is possible for a bug to do it. Maybe in the future that will be an option for us, but for now that is fixed, kind of unfortunately. Next, we have PS4 notifications. Final notification no longer processes input on the notification and the screen underneath. So that's new. I'm going to be honest, that really doesn't affect gameplay too much, and I know there's a lot of focus on it, but at least the devs are not fixing things and balancing things willy-nilly. They are listening to our feedback, which I think is very important. So even sometimes when you get a bit of news with these updates and balance patches, it's nice to know that what's driving these updates and balance patches is that they're addressing player feedback, and I think that in and of itself is good and exciting news. We have some PC game mode team elimination news. Apparently PC was having some tough times with team elimination, and let me tell you, that really doesn't affect us, and I don't want to dive too deep into it, but we have the same problem over here with custom PvP matches. We would love to get that back. I know they took it off with a promise of redesigning it so that there could be one day Dreadnought Esports in which you could have an observer mode, which you have in many other games, which is really nice for esports and posting YouTube videos and everything. And I was hoping that they would make good on their promise to do that for PvP custom matches on PS4 Dreadnought. But in the meantime, custom matches have been taken down, and for a while the Space Apes and the Germans were using custom matches so that they could have tournaments and clan battles in the PS4 network server, and I thought that was really cool, but that came to an end a long time ago, and we would like the same attention, I'm sure, for PS4. Maybe try out Conquest mode, maybe have a shuffle of game mode so that we could play team elimination. We have it available, but no one plays it because everyone wants to get into the specific modes, either team deathmatch or onslaught, and it'd be nice if maybe there is a random rotation of game modes when people clicked on the next available match, so that we could all enjoy these game modes without dividing the population and adding undue time to the queue. But that's a whole nother story, and maybe it's something they'll look at in the future. But on PC, they are fixing team elimination, so if they're doing that on PC, who knows? Maybe we will get the same attention on PS4. There is some new vanity items in the market. There is the Memento Mori mask, and it looks pretty cool. I haven't purchased it yet. I'm kind of happy with how my captain looks in game. I do make some changes to the designs of my ships, the builds, the look of them, but I try to stay constant for the channel, and I know that makes me a target sometimes, but that is something I like to do in the game. You know I'm in a match. I'm easy to spot, easy to find. I don't go usually hiding unless I have a stealth build. So it's pretty cool. I don't know if I'm going to buy it. I've been buying a lot of the things that have been coming out in the market lately. The Bastion bundle was really cool. I enjoyed that. Of course, I always buy the ship skins I like, and the retrofit skins are really, really good. I haven't seen one yet I don't like. But you may want to take a look at it. It does look pretty cool, and it changes color with the color of your outfit. So it does match whatever customization you do to the look of your commander. And also, they did change, while we're talking about that, they changed the zoom for captain customization. So they pulled the camera back a little. I noticed that when in the old times before the Steam update, you could look at your captain and see from head to toe how they looked, and then they kind of zoomed that into just the chest and face. And sometimes I would try a new costume colorization and it didn't quite go the way I thought, and I looked at it and I didn't like it. And you know, you should really be able to do that in the hangar and not be stuck unhappy with the way you look with everyone being able to see you. So now that's zoomed back a little more, and you can still zoom in closer to get the detail of the face to make sure your face customization is the way you like it. But now its default setting is zoomed back, so you can see pretty much from the knee up to the top of the head. And I think that's a nice change, and it's probably something that people have been asking for quite some time. While we're on the subject, if we're going to get a little retrofit, I would love to see being able to purchase the old PS4 hangar. I would definitely pay money to go back to that hangar and still have the same UI layout on top of the background images, so that they don't have to do much coding on the back end for that. But I really liked the lighting and the movement and activity of the old Sinley Bay PS4 hangar, and it'd be nice if we could get that too. So besides that, we have the Hunter bundle. It's kind of disappointing. It's the Arash hero ship bundled with the Neptune Hunter hat and outfit, and I have all of these things. But if you want to get them as a bundle for a few less gold, you can go do that. The Arash is a really, really cool skin. I'm not a big fan of many of the builds for the hero ships, but the Arash skin really adds a lot of flair. It's a good paint scheme too, but it's really the edginess and the very cool ship skin parts you get with the Arash for the Akula Vector artillery line. So if you're a huge Akula Vector artillery captain fan, you probably want to take a second look at the Arash. And of course, the Neptune Hunter is my favorite outfit. I wear it all the time in the game. And also look for changes in sale items and cycled coatings and decals. A lot of stuff has gone on for sale. If I'm in and out and I'm not really sure if I want to buy something, I always purchase the new items that I really like, because it helps promote the game and it helps spend the gold and give the paycheck to those that keep the server running and make these updates for us. But if there's something that I'm on the fence about, what I'll do is I'll wait till it's on sale and pick it up for half off or something. And I like to do that. It saves a little money and keeps the game going too. So always keep an eye out for that. And they decide to leave the holiday items up for another month, so they really don't have individual Thanksgiving items. So they're just going to keep the Halloween items up for another month, probably until the Christmas season, so that they can release the old Christmas items along with some new ones, I'm sure. And I can't wait for that. So it's kind of a short and sweet update, and that's okay. I'd rather have an update every month or a balance patch every month than have a big one every few months or maybe twice a year, and it introduces changes that are very drastic to the game. I'd rather have these little small updates where if anything happens that someone doesn't like, maybe they can address it the following month. But it's still nice to have these frequent updates, and it makes me feel that the game is very much alive. Well, I got some exciting stuff coming. I'm going to do another Dreadnought YouTube replay channel spotlight or highlight, and I have some cool replays coming out that I will be releasing soon. So please enjoy the holidays and make sure it's safe, because I want you healthy and happy so that you log into the game and I can blow you out of the stars. Well, that's it from me for now, and I'll see you soon in Sinley Bay.